8 teams left in the Champions League, so it's time to do predictions for the first leg of the quarterfinals here at Very Biased Opinions. And we start with Benfica versus Liverpool. Benfica have done amazingly well to get to the quarterfinals, and some people might be a bit surprised to see them in the last 8 because not too many people, including myself, gave them much of a chance of getting through Ajax. But they did get the job done. It was a bit of a smash and grab, but their Uruguayan superstar Nunes came up with a goal from a set piece, which pretty much looked like the only way they were going to win the game. And they did ride their luck a little bit, but they are in the quarterfinals, and of course you knew they were going to get a tough draw, and Liverpool is about as tough as it gets in world football at the moment. Look, I don't have a lot of love for them, but they are amazing. They weren't even that great at the weekend against Watford. They lost their second leg against Inter Milan, but it didn't even really matter. It's the only real loss Liverpool have had in seemingly ages, but it didn't mean anything because they won the tie. League form in the Premier League, Liverpool have been unstoppable. I think it's 10 wins in a row. Not all of them have been through playing great football, but that defensive unit is watertight. I think it's like, I don't even know. God knows how many hours. A lot of hours since they last conceded a goal. And devastating forward players. Diego Jota continues to amaze, delight and baffle me. He is so innocuous. He's so kind of such an under the radar player that you kind of forget he's there. He doesn't almost look like he fits into this Liverpool side, but he's so good at being in the right place at the right time and coming up with being the difference maker and scoring important goals. And he's done it time and time again over his course of his Liverpool career. And what a sign. You just keep coming back to saying what a signing he has been and what a difference he has made to this Liverpool side, because when all the other players kind of don't turn up, Jota's the one who kind of gets them over the line in most of these games. But looking at this one, I mean, come on, let's be honest, Liverpool are heavy favourites here, even away from home. Benfica will certainly give it a good go. They'll set up deep, they'll try and hit Liverpool on the counter-attack, they'll try and score from set pieces, but it's nothing Liverpool haven't seen before, nothing they won't be prepared for. I think Liverpool are more than capable of handling the Benfica counter-attack and handling them from set pieces, and it will just be a case of how much pressure Benfica can withstand from the force of Liverpool's attacks. They'd love to get Salah and Mane back in form. Salah's been a bit off the boil lately, and obviously especially going out of the World Cup qualifiers probably didn't help things. But so I'd love to get those two back in form as well. Even when Alexander-Arnold isn't there, you've got the likes of Gomez popping out in a wide area and delivering pin-perfect crosses into the box as well. So I think you have to go with Liverpool in this one. I just think that Benfica have got to try and stay in the game and take it back to Anfield, but I don't see that happening. I see Liverpool being relatively comfortable winners here. I'm going to go for Benfica 0, Liverpool 2. Manchester City versus Atletico Madrid is the next tie. It looks a mouth-watering tie, this one, with the contrast in styles. You have Atletico Madrid, who are one of the hardest challenges you're ever going to face in world football. Let's be fair. So hard to beat. So organised, so well disciplined. They knocked out Manchester United in the last round. Can they knock out Manchester City in this round? Well, firstly, Man City are a lot better team than Manchester United. Stating the obvious, I know. But Atletico Madrid will not be overawed with that. They're a side that are perfectly happy to play without the ball for large periods, pick their moments on the counter-attack. They've got some outstanding players all over the pitch. Let's start with one of the best goalkeepers in world football, in Jan Olbach. He made some key saves in that victory over Manchester United. Going forward as well, João Felix looks unreal at times. Atletico Madrid's form is unreal at the moment. They've racked up the wins and are actually probably in better form than Man City in all competitions. And the likes of Felix and the returning Suarez will be a constant threat, you would think, to this Man City backline, which can be susceptible much more than what you'd say from like Liverpool, who look a lot more solid. City do have the odd error in them, and so definitely not an easy tie for Man City, and especially they'll want to get a lead going into the away leg as well. But with City, you know that they won't be panicked by this Atletico side. They know they're going to be sitting deep, and they know they're going to be just almost like camping 10 men behind the ball. It's nothing they haven't seen before. So they know they'll back themselves to, use the ball like they do, be patient, pick their moments, get in behind. I think the likes of people like Raheem Sterling could be really useful in this game with his pace down the side. Obviously, De Bruyne is just in immense form at the moment, and whoever they pick as the guy who's going to be the false nine, running in the box and finishing off the chances, that might be Foden, that might be Bernardo Silva, it might be Gundogan, it might be Grealish for a rare change. Who knows? But whoever they do pick seems to step up to the plate. And it's a fascinating game of Pep style versus Simeone style, and I'm really looking forward to this one. And I don't think it's going to be many goals. I think Man City will take a very narrow lead to Madrid for the second leg, and I'm going for Manchester City 1, Atletico Madrid 0. Villareal versus Bayern Munich is the next game, and again, pretty similar to what we talked about with Man City and Atletico Madrid. You've got this contrast in style between one of the best sides in the world in Bayern Munich and one of the best attacking sides in the world against one of the hardest sides to beat in world football, and a side who just consistently upsets the apple cart, upsets the odds, and punches above their weight in Villareal. A wonderful result, and they've had many in Europe, but this one ranks up there with most of the ones they've had. Going to Juventus and winning 3-0. Rode their luck at times, for sure, but they came through in typical Villareal style, picking their moments in the game, picking their moments to strike, and just being damn hard to beat, relying on that organisation, relying on the quality that they have to take advantage of the opportunities that they get. The likes of Moreno and Danjuma, who can provide the quality when needed, and they've got that back four, they've got that back line really of including the goalkeeper Rulli, who had an outstanding game against Juventus, Albiol, Pal Torres. I mean, really, I'm surprised they're not. I always talk about players should be in the Premier League. I'm surprised these guys have not made a jump to the Premier League. Maybe that will come, or maybe they just want to stay at the Yellow Submarine, and that does also make me want to like them a little bit more with that little Oxford United connection in there. But let's not kid ourselves, they are up against Bayern Munich, who, if there were any lingering doubts about whether they could get through Salzburg, they put them to bed pretty quickly with an emphatic and then some 7-1 win. They absolutely battered them. And that's the sort of wins Bayern Munich can do. When they get ahead of steam, they just rack up goals for fun, and they pretty much embarrass sides. They put them to the sword. They've got one of the best strikers in the world in Robert Lewandowski. Scored a hat-trick in that game and an assist. And it's just him up front on his own with an embarrassment of riches behind him, with the likes of Kingsley Coman, Sane, Muller and Gnabry in there as well. Kimmich is fantastic, is that holding role too. And as well, you talk about goalkeepers, they got Manuel Neuer, who's been one of the best goalkeepers for a number of years. This Bayern side, again, I look at the three sides in this tournament as Liverpool, Man City and Bayern as being a bit of a level above everybody else. It doesn't mean that they're going to win it. I just think that it's hard to look beyond those three sides at the moment. And it's certainly hard to look beyond Bayern Munich in this tie, in this first leg. I'm not so sure. I feel Villarreal will still be in the tie going back to Munich for the second leg. And I think this one, there will be a hostile atmosphere which Villarreal will rely on, and I think that they will get something. I think they'll get something out of this Bayern Munich game. I think it will be Villarreal 1, Bayern Munich 1. The round it off with this mouth-watering tie of Chelsea versus Real Madrid, the current European and world champions against the most decorated side in this competition, who hung on and got through by the skin of their teeth against PSG. They looked dead and buried until Karim Benzema dragged them up by his bootstraps, forced a mistake from Donnarumma for the first goal, and then PSG just capitulated like they often do. Insert your own laughter there for that, but it was a spectacular comeback and then some from Real Madrid. As I said, they looked dead and buried, and that one bit of opportunist play by Benzema galvanised them and rejuvenated them, and then the likes of Modric was just running the show from midfield. The likes of Asensio and Vicinius just looked different players, and Benzema was lethal from the goals that he scored, especially that third one where they just scored from the kickoff at 2-2 and just robbed PSG, and then got that third goal. An unreal comeback that you just didn't see likely. And those are the sort of comebacks where you think, is it written in the stars that Real Madrid are going to get another Champions League win? But they have to come through another stern test here in Chelsea. As we say, they are the current European champions and world champions, don't forget as well. And Thomas Tuchel's side, it is all about cup competitions. The league has really gone away from them. They got absolutely hammered by Brentford last time out, and kind of really just sums up where they are in the league, really. It's a going through the motions process, whereas these cup competitions, you expect to see a much more focused Chelsea side, relying on that solid back line that Tuchel's built, which hasn't always been in place, as we've seen with that game against Brentford, and relying on the pace and the power that they have going forward from wide areas with their attacking fullbacks and through the middle with the likes of Mount, with the likes of Werner, Havertz, Pulisic, and then, you know, the power of, who hasn't been great this season, of Lukaku up top as well, will cause that Real Madrid back line some problems. But as we say, Real Madrid will certainly cause Chelsea some problems in their backline as well. So very evenly matched tie in this one. I'm just gonna edge. I'm English biased, right? Let's be, frank about it. I'm very biased towards the English sides. And I do think Chelsea have the edge in this one at Stamford Bridge as well, and it's mainly because of Real Madrid's defence more than anything else. Courtois was exceptional, but he needed to be at his absolute best to stop PSG in that game. And it's PSG's back line and defence where I just think they're going to have some problems handling Chelsea's pace more than anything else, and their speed in attack. So I think this one should be, we're in for a bit of a cracker here, but I think it might just be quite even Steven, and then we're going to have another bit of a special game at the Bernabeu. But I think Chelsea will take a narrow lead in the first leg here. I'm actually going to go Chelsea 2, Real Madrid 1. Let me know if you thought I was right. Let me know if you thought I was talking rubbish. I probably was talking a lot of rubbish in there. It's not surprising. It's pretty par from the course. But if you could hit like, that helps me out so much. And if you could hit subscribe, that also helps me out a lot as well. If you do like the content, why not hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future videos. I will be back very soon for more Premier League videos, Champions League videos, and my beloved Oxford United videos as well. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.